Hello students, myself Pankaj Mishra. I welcome you all on my YouTube channel Law Champs. In today's video, we are going to have discussion about Pandora paper leaks. For last 2 days, we have been hearing so much about this Pandora paper leaks. So in this video, we are going to know all the details which are associated with this leak. So let's start this class. Why is this Pandora paper leak in news? Recently, several prominent Indian names have been included in this Pandora paper leaks. How many Indians have been associated? Roughly around 300 Indian names are associated with this Pandora paper leaks. Out of this 300, 60 are very prominent ones. The Pandora papers includes 11.9 million leaked files which are associated with 14 global corporates and which have set up around 29,000 off-the-shelf companies and private trusts. So what are these trusts? A trust can be described as a fiduciary arrangement where a third party, referred to as the trustee, hold assets on behalf of the individuals or organization that are to be benefited from it. In India, we have a legislation for it. The name of the law is Indian Trust Act 1882, which gives legal basis to the concept of trust. So let's understand what is off-the-shelf companies. And off-the-shelf companies can also be called as ready-made companies. These companies are already pre-registered, but they have never been traded or they have never been involved in any kind of trading activities. Off-the-shelf companies can be used immediately once you pay certain amount of cost for that. So these are the two technical terms which have been used in this Pandora paper leaks. So what is all about this Pandora papers? Basically, Pandora papers are 11.9 million leaked documents, and these documents are associated with 14 companies, and these 14 companies have offshore tax haven residence. That means these companies have been established in offshore tax haven countries. And what is the valuation of the ownership? Around 29,000 companies have been registered in this offshore tax haven countries. From where are these countries or from where are these companies? From Vietnam to Singapore. You will find so many companies who have some bases in Vietnam, Singapore. They are associated with this Pandora paper leaks. So who has done this investigation? All of a sudden, why we are discussing about this Pandora paper leaks? So there is a global network of reporters which is known by the name of ICIJ, that is International Consortium of Investigative Journalism. They have worked on this Pandora papers for last 2 years, and for the last 2 years they have been making so much of efforts, and finally they have bagged around 11.9 million documents and they have been released to the public domain. So basically what we can say, Pandora papers are basically, there are certain documents and these documents are revealing certain vital information which are associated with these companies. Why do these papers have been revealed? Now, when you look into this Pandora paper leaks, once you study these papers, what information you get? These papers release that, or these paper reveals that rich, famous and notorious people who were already on the radars of the investigative agencies have set up multiple layered trusts, and the objective of setting up these trusts was to avoid tax. They wanted to avoid tax which were imposed on them in their countries, and so they have done tax evasions. So I will just take you in the past. Few years before, we already have witnessed Panama paper leaks and Paradise papers. What were they and how they are different from these Pandora paper leaks? In Panama and Paradise papers, basically you will see that individual and corporates were involved. They have set up offshore companies. But in this Pandora papers, we have got a new dimensions. Over here, the business houses, these individuals, they are now setting up trust, and through this new concept of trust, they are now involved in money laundering, terrorism, which is going to funded by these money, and they are also involved in tax evasions. So this is how these Pandora papers are different from Panama papers and Paradise papers. What the government of India is doing? We have so many legislations. Let me recall these laws which the government of India has already framed. We have Fugitive Economic Offenders Act of 2018. There are Central Goods and Service Tax Act of 2017. The Benami Transaction Prohibition Amendment Act 2016. The Black Money, Undisclosed Foreign Income and Asset and Imposition of Tax Act 2015, and most important, Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. So these are the basic legal provisions which the government of India has. Through these laws, we are already working on the corruption issues. We are not only working on the domestic level, but we are also working on international fronts. We have signed double taxation avoidance agreements, which are called as DTAAS. What are these double tax avoidance agreement? In these agreements, India is very proactively engaging with other governments, and when they are engaging with other governments, they want to know and they want to facilitate and enhance the exchange of informations under this treaty, which is called as Double Tax Avoidance Agreement. Similarly, we are part of automatic exchange of information. India has been a leading force in the automatic exchange of information. Basically, this is a global effort where all the countries are exchanging different kinds of information which they have. And we have also signed one agreement with American government, that is Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act of America. India has entered into an information sharing agreement with the US laws, that is Foreign Accounts Tax Compliance Act of USA. So this is how the government of India is working for all these kinds of menace. So I hope in today's video you must have got the insight of Pandora paper leaks. If you like this video, kindly subscribe our YouTube. We are open for your comments. I will be eager to hear your comments, and if you have any suggestions, kindly give those suggestions. These suggestions are very important for me.